MNSU and the owner of Two True Headbands. I want to start off just by giving a little background to my company and how I actually got started. So growing up, my dad was and is a financial advisor, and he instilled in me and my siblings a great sense of financial responsibility. We did not receive allowance, so we had to figure out how to make our own money. And me personally really enjoyed shopping and spending money as a kid. So I was always coming up with harebrained schemes to make money. From one example was just a little lemonade stand, in my cul-de-sac, which consequently was not that successful. Another example is Maggie's Marvels, which was a curbside booth selling every sort of crafty thing that a 9-year-old could make. A personal favorite of mine was when I recruited all of the neighbors to form a dancing crew and tried to charge the neighbors money to come see us do choreographed dances in my garage. So, well, none of these businesses proved to be lasting and successful. I didn't give up on my entrepreneurial aspirations. In 2010, a family friend told me I should try selling my knit items on a platform called Etsy.com. Now, if you haven't heard of Etsy, it is a platform for selling which is you are only allowed to sell handmade items or vintage items. So similar to eBay with no bidding, handmade items only. So right after my family friend told me that, I went out to my backyard, took some pictures of my fingerless gloves and hats, got those listed up there. And over the next 6 months, I took in about $140 in revenue with pretty low profit margins. It takes about 3 days to make a hat, sold it for about 20 bucks. But while this wasn't the most successful venture, it did prove to be a launching point for my current business, Two True Headbands. So in March of 2011, I bought a headband from Target, became obsessed with wearing headbands all the time, went to different stores to get on, and then one day I was like, hey, I know how to sew, why not just make them for myself? So I took apart the headband, figured out how to make them, and after making a couple for myself, my little entrepreneur brain was like, hey, how can I make money off of this? So I made up a couple headbands from my scrap fabric, made a new Etsy shop called Two True Headbands, and within a week, I woke up to my first order for 8 headbands, and I was selling them for $8 a piece, and that's when I knew this could be a successful business venture. So over the course of time, I have evolved from that original Target-inspired headband, which was this one here on the left. Those ones are not quite as comfortable, just your basic cotton headband with a stretchy piece in the back. In December of 2012, I came up with the pattern for my tie headband, which proved to be, in 2013 and 2014, my biggest bestseller. I had, as you'll see in a few slides, my best years by far. And then in the center, I have my most popular and my favorite headband, which is what you saw Lisa wearing. Those are my yoga headbands. They're super soft, super comfortable, and they stay put really, really well, which is kind of my pitch at craft shows. So as I mentioned, craft shows, I sell around the Minnesota area and also in a few of the neighboring states. I have a map here with flower, my logo icon, showing all the places that I've been in the last 2 years. I make actually 75% or more of my revenue during the summer on the weekends by attending these shows. And I hope this summer to attend shows more in Iowa, Wisconsin. I'd really like to find bigger, better ones. This is just a picture showing where I've been. So this right here is my first craft show ever, first table. I was 14, set it up in my community center gym. And then there on the left is a little more evolved display, but my mom took that of me when I was 14 a few months later. This here now is my current display, and I actually have 2 of them, so that when there's a good show that falls on when there's 2 good shows falling on the same weekend, I actually hire a friend of mine to sell so I can be in 2 places at once. So this is a picture of me. This is my production. All headbands are handmade by me. I first started off in a little corner of my parents' basement, and then when I came to school, much to the chagrin of my roommate, I made them in the dorm, and now I make them out of my college apartment. I am the only one involved in the production process from start to finish, so I am the designer, creator, manufacturer, CFO, CEO, you name it, I do it. So here I just have a little example of my income and gross profit from the last 5 years. I don't have information from 2011 to 2012 because I wasn't really aware that it was going to end up being a big deal, but now I keep much better financial records. You can obviously see a spike in 2014. This is due to me having a lot of free time. I was homeschooled and put a lot of time into my business that year. And then 2015, 2016, I headed off to college, got busy. I'm an athlete and just didn't have the time to put into my business. But recently, I've discovered you need money to go to college. And I've become a lot more passionate about seeing my friends get excited about my headbands, wearing them myself, and actually seeing people start to wear them and love them. So I started putting a lot more effort into it, and I'm on track to have a better year this year than in 2017. So moving forward, I find myself at a little bit of a standstill when it comes to marketing and figuring out how to grow my business. It's kind of ironic because I'm a marketing major, but I guess I don't know everything yet. But I really want to figure out how to brand my product, social media wise. It's one thing to just post pictures. I really want to be able to create an image where people are excited to buy my headbands and they want it because they want that fun, trendy vibe, but then they come back because they love the product and they tell their friend because they love the product. I really want to possibly get into boutiques or hair salons around the Mankato area and around the country, but I'm just at a standstill on where to do that, so yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.